And we are live. What's going on, beautiful people? I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today is May 17th, and this is your weekly energy report. Guys, come on in. Come on in. Thank you for joining me. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're having a great day. We have quite the week in store for us this week. The energy of Saturn is going to be taking the forefront of the energies this week. And when Saturn, yo, Cody, what up, homie? How you doing, brother? Saturn at the end of the week on the 23rd is going to be stationing retrograde. And it is aspecting the, hey, Kim, what's up, dude? How you doing? It is aspecting the nodes in a positive way. So good. All right. Very intense, very, very karmic times, very karmic times. So really, so when Saturn is direct, right, we are moving through life and it's like the universe is bringing experiences into our life to see what we're going to do. Right. And whatever it is that we do, whatever it is that we learn, whatever it is that we grow through, when Saturn goes retrograde, it kind of is like reevaluating the direct motion and saying, okay, karmically speaking, this is what you gave out. So this is what you're going to get back. Okay. What's up, Emma? So now this is not inherently good or bad. All right. Just karma is not good or bad. It is literally a vibration. And, did you learn? Yes. Well, I know I've learned. So whatever it is that we've been going through, doing the work, and it's been an intense last like 6 months or so, right? And now with Saturn in Aquarius, Saturn is the ancient ruler of Aquarius. And this is about humanity. This is about our life purpose. This is about our place in the world in relationship to everything else, right? What do we want to do? Who do we want to be? In Aquarius, I also kind of feel like a very sort of fatherly figure. And with the square between Saturn and Uranus, this is sort of like the cosmic mother and father dancing back and forth. It's almost like okay, in the collective consciousness, the collective consciousness, mom and dad, caught the collective, which is us, right? Partying or drinking or something, or doing something that maybe we weren't supposed to be doing. It's like, okay, now, how is this going to go? How are we going to handle it? What's going to go down? And really, remember, we are the one that choose our reality, right? We need to take responsibility for all the feelings, emotions, experiences we have, because we invite everything that we're experiencing into our life, right? So whatever's coming around, all right, when you approach it, especially this week, okay, this is very, very significant for this week because this energy is going to be popping very hot this week as we're leading into eclipse season, all right? And as we go into eclipse season, that's going to plot twist, bam! As if we didn't already have enough plot twists already, right? Now, this is going to be a good thing, I believe. And remember, everything that we're going through is for our good, or it's for our highest vibrational good. It's for our growth, and it's for our evolution. All right. So whatever decisions that you're making, whatever direction that you're choosing to go, whatever beliefs, a lot of this, especially, South Node and Sagittarius rules the 9th house, is all about belief systems. So our belief systems are really coming into a deep, internally reflective place, right? Questioning ourselves, deep internal, bam, deep internal questioning about, have I been a good person? Have I been treating this person well? Have I been, giving my all? Or have I been giving too much, or have I been giving too little? Or are my boundaries, aligned? Or, really looking from every which way. I'm seeing like a Rubik's Cube in my mind. Like, okay, is this right? Is this right? Is that right? Is this right? If you analyze it too much, you know, Gemini, over analysis paralysis, destination preoccupation, over analysis can drive you fucking crazy right now. So be careful of that shit. All right. Watch out for the analysis paralysis, because there is a lot of energy coming through right now that is having us analyze our relationships, the way that we receive. Especially, we have Venus conjunct the North Node. Black Moon Lilith is also conjunct the North Node, and the Sun is at the Pleiades, the last degrees of Taurus, the 26th, 27th, 28th, 29th degrees of Taurus is where the Pleiades is. Okay, what does that mean? Well, you know, the Pleiades is a star system, and I know a lot of you, like a lot of empaths. We a part of our consciousness is Pleiadian. All right. If you have any planets in your natal chart in that part of Taurus, you are Pleiadian. Okay. Even if you're not Pleiadian, this is still going to influence you, because it's the high vibration cosmic energy. Schumann's resonance has been dinging off the freaking chain all over the place. Right. This is massive amounts of high vibrational energy coming in to wake us the fuck up. I was watching David Wilcox's video from a couple days ago. I think it was about interplanetary something or other, but he was talking about how the energetic signatures or like the heat signatures of the planets are actually shifting and changing, like, significantly, right? And that energy is going to eventually come here, and really it's building us up to this event. Right now, I know the event has been thrown around for the last couple of years, and I think it's becoming more and more clear and getting much closer. I don't know when it's going to happen, but from my understanding, from the research that I've done and from everything that I've been looking at and studying, this event is going to be a solar flash. Now, we've had lots of solar flashes all over the place from the sun, right? But this one in particular is going to be so massive that it's going to send a particularly high amount of cosmic radiation into our atmosphere, and it's going to activate our DNA. Now, with the activation of our DNA, when that happens, why do you think all this shit in the world is going on? If you look at like all the crazy shenanigans of the power and control dynamics, the Saturnian power and control dynamics that they're trying to do, we see that they're trying to maintain this sort of control so they don't lose their power over all of us. But you know what? Especially with messing with our DNA, with you know what I'm talking about. That is literally cutting off the DNA's ability to expand, right? It's CRISPR technology. It's called a SNP, a single polymorphic nucleotide, I think, SNP, right? And when we mess with those things, like you can use like nutraceuticals and herbs and things to help to facilitate the activation and the facilitation of those particular parts of your DNA. But when you start to mess with them and you start to cut them out and change things around, that's when the energy starts to try to move through you and activate and show up. It can't go anywhere. So then what happens? I believe personally that this is what they're talking about, right? Now, the more that we grow, the more that we, honor our heart, especially with all the shit that we're clearing, all the deep dark ancestral trauma that has been being purged. It's so incredibly cathartic. This Saturn is giving us an opportunity here, really, while the sun is at the Pleiades, saying, look, dude, here's some light. You got to move through it. You got to face it. You got to feel it. You got to grow. Let's push it out. Let's get it out there. It's highly cathartic. If you have a birthday around this next, week or two, man, it is going to be a very intense year for you. Now, of course, time is all relative, right? But it's definitely influencing us in a certain way because we still live in this 3D reality, but that is changing faster and faster and faster and faster. So this week in particular, right, we have Jupiter now in Pisces. Jupiter in Pisces is, it's a very different energy than Aquarius. And it literally just moved into 0 degrees, and 0 degrees is like the void space, right? So it's moving into 1 degree. Your Magzand, your dad's on the 26th. That is intense. All right. That's going to be happy birthday. Jupiter in Pisces. Jupiter is the ancient ruler of Pisces. Jupiter loves being in Pisces. Very watery. It wants to expand. And Pisces is all about, we are all one, right? It's about unity consciousness. It's about the omnipotence of energy. So we can be getting a lot more downloads. We can be getting a lot more ideas, a lot more awareness, epiphanies, aha moments. But we can also be getting entities and getting into bad habits and being around people that are not good for us. So we have to be careful because there's so much expansive energy right now. The expanse can go in either direction, right? It can go into like addiction and just like falling off a cliff, or it can go into rags to riches and becoming a millionaire. Either way, and we see that like we looked at cryptocurrency, right? A lot of people I know, cryptocurrency, they're becoming millionaires like in like a couple months. Like holy shit, right? So there's so much change happening, so many things going on here. Karmic rewards are here, and they're whatever it is that you've been working on, whatever it is that you've been wanting to manifest, it's going to be coming. Now, I will say that it may not come in the package that your ego assumes it will. So make sure that you keep your ego in check, especially with Jupiter and Pisces. Jupiter and Pisces, as it expands our awareness and everything, it can also expand our ego. And look, ego is not inherently good or bad. All ego means is individuation, right? It's how we individuate ourselves. It's how we identify our personality. It's who we are, right? So with being individuated like that, we have to stand in the healthy parts of that and then identify and keep in check the toxic traits of that. So when Saturn stations to go retrograde, a lot of things, and not to mention too that right around Mercury is in shadow, and it's not going to go retrograde now for until next week. But whatever is going on now, especially with Saturn getting ready to go retrograde, a lot of things coming back from the past. Right. A lot of, relationships could be like old relationships could be popping up, and it's a very different experience. Wow. I didn't expect to feel this way. I didn't expect to have this kind of conversation. I didn't expect to have this kind of experience with this person. And it might be uncomfortable. No, you know what? It's most likely going to be uncomfortable because that's what growth is. It's uncomfortable. Okay. So either way, you're going to be uncomfortable. So you might as well go into it and be present with it and allow it to teach you, as opposed to running away from it and hiding and escaping, because escapism is a very powerful trait of Pisces as well. And with Jupiter and Pisces, escapism can be huge, everything. And this all comes down to belief systems, South Node and Sagittarius. So we are really, really looking at the belief structures of our minds. And there's so much conditioning going on, so much of it going on. We have to disconnect every now and then. If we're too stuck in that Saturnian control structured dynamic, we're going to miss something. The Saturn-Uranus square is making us pop out of that comfort zone so that we can see and disconnect and experience and flow and get ready to fucking grow. Right? So we're also going to be having the sun moving into Gemini. So happy birthday to all my Geminis out there. It's fucking Gemini. You Geminis, you. Ooh, boy, I have my part of fortune in Gemini. So I am really good at, like understanding communication, both sides of the story, right? Other than that, though, man, you Geminis, you pew, 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 so much fucking mercurial energy. Jesus Christ. So we do have today, actually, we have a grand trine between the moon, the south node, and Chiron. So what's really cool is that Chiron is trine the south node and sextile the north node. And, so a lot of healing and a lot of realizations, a lot of awareness about like, holy shit, this is what I believed before, but this isn't really how I want to feel, or this isn't really what I'm doing, or this isn't really going to get me where I want to go. It's, like we're literally questioning everything. And questioning everything is good, okay, to a point. But don't go into analysis paralysis. That's the danger of this. All right, if we go into analysis paralysis, that can be very detrimental. And that is the trap of having so much of this expansive energy. So really, when it comes down to it, having a discipline, having a structure to your day, to like emotionally and spiritually and physically in this world, right? Okay, like you need a focal point that you can hold on to, because this expansion is so big, it's difficult to stay grounded. So staying grounded is going to be really, really, really important. But with this grand trine, this is really beautiful, especially with Chiron, South Node, and the moon, of opening up the heart and letting things go, right? Yeah, happy birthday, Radar. R-A-D-R. Radar? Yeah, okay. So let's see here. Tomorrow, we're going to have Black Moon Lilith exactly conjunct the North Node. And, Black Moon Lilith and Venus are now kind of hanging out together. So there's this like rebellious sort of like, I got to break out of my shell. I got to go. I got to move. I'm going to explode if I don't like get this out. A lot of impulsive, very primal energy is sitting on the surface, just waiting to attack. Now, what's interesting is that it's actually a very feminine energy, but it's like a sort of like a pissed off feminine energy, right? Like, oh yeah, it's like she's like, oh, you done fucked up. I'm gonna fucking show you what's up. I'm gonna do my part to make this shit right after I got fucked over. And look, truth be told, like everybody's been hurt and fucked over, and there's a lot of like guilt and shame, abandonment issues, rejection issues coming up all over the place. I'm seeing so many people having like breakups and relationship shifts and changes, and people moving. There's so much change going on. Welcome to eclipse season. Welcome to what karma has designed for you. So you've been doing the work. You got some good shit coming to you. Now, I will say that while you have good shit coming to you, you still have to make sure, like, we all have a purpose here. All right, I firmly believe that we all have a purpose and a mission in this life, and it takes a while for many of us to see that. Astrology is how I really discovered my life purpose, but I had to go through many, many layers of my own conditioning and my own shit to really fully understand and see and feel and believe what my purpose was. And now, literally at 42 years old, I'm stepping in fully and completely into my life's purpose and my life's work. And it doesn't always look like what you think it's going to look like. And that's why you have to let go of what you think it's going to look like and allow the things that come in to teach you. Yeah, it's a paradigm shift in your mind. You gotta shift the way that you think about these things. Okay, because expectation is the root of all suffering, right? So maybe it's the way that a relationship was going. If you have, there's a lot of moral and ethical issues in relationships. Now, when I say relationships, this could be, intimate relationships, business relationships, friendships, whatever. All these different relationships are carrying with it a certain lesson, a certain thing that we need to learn. And it is bringing us closer to our life purpose. And when someone is living their life purpose and they're standing in their power and they structured their life around their purpose, that is where true success, true abundance, true joy and gratitude can be felt and is alive inside you. Okay. So I highly encourage you, especially around this time, right? Really, really focus on what your purpose is here on this planet right now, especially right now. There are so many prophetic, messages, and there's so much information out there from so many different sources that are all basically saying the same thing. Look, we are ascending. We are raising our vibration, and it is time to tilt the axis to shift from dark to light. We are going from dark to light, right? And as we go from dark to light, we must honor our heart. And sometimes that heart opens, man, it breaks, it hurts, fucking shit. Right? And as your heart opens, you realize I'm worth more than this. I want more than this. I desire more than this. I want to create more than this. I want to be more than this. I need to be around people that are going to push me. I need to be around people that are going to do this for me or that for me. If you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. Bottom line, okay? We need to surround ourselves with people that help us grow. And this week could definitely be some communication that is going to be difficult. Communication that is going to be necessary to clear karmic patterns, like these trauma bonds, these trauma patterns that we all have been going through, this conditioning that we've been experiencing. It's layers of an onion, right? Like every, spiritualist out there always says. And we are way deep down, like at the core of this onion right now, collectively. It has to happen so we can evolve, because, if you have that's why there's a separation. The people that aren't going to ascend, and this is why it's so heavy right now, because there are many people. Look at people that are doing the work like you and I. We're the minority, unfortunately, right? I know that that's going to change as time goes on. However, right now we have the workload of billions of people to carry them. And that is not easy, but we were sent here at this time to accomplish this mission. That's why the life purpose is so important. We need our healers, okay, to move through the dark night of the soul. We need our people to move through these karmic experiences so that we can cleanse and purify the energies. And every time you move through something within yourself, you process emotions that are deeply embedded in your consciousness. You clear it for the collective, right? But you're not going to get any praise. You're not going to get anything, shit. I've done 93 ayahuasca ceremonies, 93 in 7 years. And I've done a lot of that work, it's the dark night of the soul, man. It comes and goes. It's like, nothing is really solid. It's fluid. It's like a roller coaster, right? It comes back and forth and up and down, and you're always learning something new and from a different perspective. There's infinite perspectives. Okay. So keep doing the work and keep holding on so that, we can all evolve together. If you're feeling drawn to something right now that seems like irrational, like, oh man, Like I have my whole life is here, but I just really feeling like I really need to move to this place, or I'm in this relationship, but I feel stuck and I can't get out of it and I don't know what to do. Guys, this is the heart. That feeling is going to get stronger and stronger and stronger. You need to trust this feeling. Okay. I know I need others and I'm an Aries. I can do a bunch of stuff on my own, but lifting 75 pounds, pallets, fitting, yep, I will need help. I'm my masculine at the moment. I need to get this done. Well, blue flame integration, you get that done. You got this. A lot of shame and guilt, a lot of frustration, irritation, anger, a lot of sacral chakra stuff is coming up in the collective. All right. It was the root chakra, safety and security, all the, like that was last year. This year, it's more of the sacral. We're clearing out all this energy, guys, and we need to. Okay. So Saturn rules karma. Aquarius rules the collective karma. All right. We have to follow our heart's guidance. We have to follow our life purpose. We have to follow this calling within us. It's going to keep getting stronger and stronger and stronger. And if you have gone against that calling within yourself, all right, that's when the things tower moments are going to happen in your life. And that's what's going to jumble shit up. And it's going to be really confusing because I didn't do anything bad or wrong, but it's not about bad or good or wrong or right. It's about following your heart versus following your mind. If you're following your mind and following this this logic doesn't work, in this cosmic sense. Okay, we have to stick with the understanding today of the esoteric and etheric realm of energy. All right, so on May 20th, we have the sun going into Gemini. So happy birthday to all my Gemini. And let's see, we have, is that Jupiter square the sun? Jupiter is exactly square the sun on that day. So look, man, Jupiter and Jupiter is also sets a quadrate to Mars, right? Look, when Jupiter is the benefic planet. Right, it's the most positive influence, right? Jupiter expands everything. So when it's squaring the sun, this is like lighting a fire under your ass to get fucking going, right? And this is also like a blast of cosmic impulse energy from Pisces, intuitively saying, "Hey, wake up. It's time to go." And while in Jupiter and the sun are at 0 degrees, the 0 degrees is the void space. This is activating a new part of us between Pisces and Gemini. They're both mutable signs. A void space, immutable signs. This is another aspect of a massive shift while Saturn is about to go retrograde. So we are getting, for all the hard work that we've been doing, we are getting karmic rewards big time. Now, if the karmic reward shows up as an obstacle or a challenge or something that looks difficult maybe at first, go into it with gratitude and keep the faith. This is all about strengthening your trust and faith in the process, in the universe, and in God, really. Because at the same time, with Chiron sextile the North Node and trine the South Node, meanwhile, Black Moon Lilith and Venus are basically conjunct the North Node, okay? And Chiron is sextile that. Man, you want to talk about being vulnerable and really looking within and feeling like this is what I really want, but I don't want to admit it to myself. I don't want to admit that I just want to be held and I want to be loved and I don't want drama. I don't want to argue. I want this. I don't want that. Right? We have this internal battle going on because we don't feel like we deserve something. Well, you do. You deserve everything that your heart wants. It's the conditioning that we went through that makes us believe that we will not be able to have it. So trust. We are undoing deep, massive amount of karmic fucking energy, ancestral lineage type shit. And as we let this go, it is going to infuse us with higher vibrational energy, and it's going to make us step up into this higher level of responsibility. Now, when that happens, we're going to invite in new people, places, things, experiences that are going to demand more of us, because now all of our energy is in this place, and we have to focus on moving forward. This moving forward is where the eclipse comes in. So this is basically picking us up and getting us ready, sitting us on this little stoop. It's like, okay, here you go. And pew, we're going to catapult when the eclipse hits. Like, okay, finally, we're letting this shit go. These belief systems, these things, we're not worthy. We don't deserve it, blah, 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 blah. And now, okay, now I do deserve it. Now, I do know my mission. Now I feel like we're going to do, now, Rocky music's playing. Yo, Adrian, right? Like, let's go. Let's get it. We're going to step into it. We're going to honor it. And if you're in a place where you're not honoring these energies, this Saturn retrograde cycle is going to rock your fucking world, dude. Especially with the eclipses like happening like all right at the same fucking time. Now we're just coming into this energy. June, we're going to have the solar eclipse in Gemini. So that's all about, the solar eclipse, North Node moving forward into like, we shed the beliefs. Now we got to take the beliefs that we do have that are empowering, that are motivated, that are higher vibration, and bring them out, push them out. So we got to let go of the bad shit and move into the God shit. Right. And there's a massive restructuring too of the divine masculine and divine feminine. Look, there's been a huge attack on the divine masculine for a long time, especially with this thing going on, and it's destroying, women's cycles and periods and fertility. There's a war on all that, because there's that whole depopulation thing going on. But you, me, I really truly believe this, that we are part of the 144,000. We are the ones that are doing the work. We are the minority, but we are the ones that are leading everything into this new world. So we have been, like, our souls have been primed, have been built to withstand all this shit, but our egos don't understand it. So it's like, what the fuck is going on? I'm like, we might feel like we're cracking or we're going to lose it, right? But you know what? If you've noticed, we never do give up or crack or fall. Somehow we make it through. Somehow it just happens that way, right? And each time it's like, wow, how the hell did I make it through that? Well, you did. It doesn't really matter, because trust, faith, right? And when you trust and have faith, you have this knowing, that, okay, this sucks. I don't like the dark night of the soul. But it's part of the process, right? Because whenever a heart opens, whether when you're having a child or when you're in a relationship, or if you get cheated on, or, you have something bad happen, all these things, they crack it open in one way, shape, or form. And when it cracks open, it's painful. And kind of expansion, okay, it activates new levels, and it has to purge out the old to bring in the new. And we are moving so fast right now and getting hit with so much light. And it's like our souls are built for it, but holy fuck, how do we handle it? Somehow we're being carried. Okay, so, but our egos can get in this place where it's like, woe is me, this sucks, oh my God, I feel like shit, I'm tired, I'm constipated, I have blurred vision, I have a migraine, I can't sleep, I can't eat, blah, 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 all these things. Yeah, and those parts are all part of the, growth and purging process of the growth process, right? But we have to realize and understand that our DNA is literally changing, guys. We are evolving. We're growing. So surrendering to this process is so important. It's critical. Without surrender, you're not going to be able to grow. You're not going to be able to do it. Okay. But we have these like really deep primal, deep, dark parts of ourselves that is Black Moon Lilith in Gemini, the voices in our head that tell us, you know, that sabotage, tell us we're not good enough. It tells us that, you know, like, oh, this person fucked us over, so we're going to fuck them over and fucking hurt them and get that eye for an eye, get back, blah, blah, blah. Look, that's lower vibrational, you know, shit. Let me see this question. Is starting a new relationship good for these energies? Yeah, do what you feel in your heart is right for you. There are a lot of like, you know, soulmate, twin flaming kind of energies coming around, a lot of things happening to either create closure or to open your heart and create a new level of, you know, awareness, right? I pulled and seen the Wheel of Fortune card so much this week alone. It's crazy. The time of resistance change is over. Resisting is only going to fuck your shit up further at this point. Flow. So, yeah, 100%. You know, this is when this transformative energy is happening, it's almost like we start flopping over ourselves, right? We're running in circles. We don't know where we're going because we're going into this unknown, and it's fucking scary, right? We don't know, like, we're not quite there yet. We don't, like, you know, when you go into special forces training, they play these psychological tricks on you to make you not know when some exercise is going to end or what's going to happen or how it's supposed to play out, right? You just have to live by your own ethics and morals and do what you feel is right and pace yourself so you can go nonstop. It's like you have to have the attitude like, I'm going to get there, I'm going to die trying. All or nothing, 100%. Let's go. And you'd be surprised how much farther the spirit can carry you than the ego. And we're all experiencing that right now spiritually, right? And that is I mean, you know, not everybody asked to go through, you know, special forces training, but spiritually speaking, we're all going through this right now. But it's because you can handle it. Your spirit, your soul is built for this. Okay. So on the 20th, also, we're going to be having the moon opposed to Neptune. And with Neptune is almost at 23 degrees, dude, that is, I mean, you want to, and with Jupiter almost at 1 degree of Pisces, you want to talk about crazy enhancement of psychic abilities and insane epiphanies, aha moments, like ascension symptoms galore, dude. This is going to be nuts. All right. Especially, I mean, I'm telling you, this Jupiter and Sun square, this is going to light such a fire under your ass to step into the future. This is all about letting the past go, completely cutting it off, but not emotionally. Like, okay, I've learned everything I need to learn. It's time to say goodbye because now the new version of me is here and I need to step into this because that's what the universe needs. That's what God needs me to do. Right? I have a guy who really wants to date, but at the moment I can't give it my all, so I don't want to create more bad karma. Well, look, okay. In regards to meeting new people in relationships and all this kind of stuff, right? Right now, if you meet someone that is going to be in your life in some way, shape, or form, you're going to feel a connection. All right. The veil is so thin right now, and our senses are so heightened, especially for us empaths. We feeling everything right now, right? So somebody comes in, they're coming in for a reason. Now, our ego wants to know what that reason is. That is where we get fucked up. All right. Stop trying to figure it out. You know, if someone wants to date you, if someone comes into your life, be honest about how you feel. Look, you know, I don't have the space to date you right now, but I think you're cool and I like your vibe. Like, so we can hang out, but these are my boundaries. All right. That is the Saturnian test. Are you going to honor and respect your own boundaries, connecting with these new people and being in these new experiences? Because when you step into your true boundaries, that is what empowers you. And that's what makes people respect you, right? So if you're questioning things like this, don't run away from it because it's going to keep coming back in different forms because there's a lesson in there. Let it teach you. Okay. This is everything that's coming from the outside world is a reflection of your vibration within. So allow it to show you and guide you. Okay. Maybe someone comes in and they get some feels for you. Okay. But maybe it's not meant to be that. Maybe it's meant to be like, okay, maybe I'm supposed to teach this person how to, you know, be friends and not, you know, impulsively jump into the sack, right? Like that's not really working, you know, right now for anybody, because the energy is so clear. But then like our old programming says we just need to fucking run away, or business partners too. Okay. Even family members. All right. A lot of families are being ripped apart from this whole jab thing, right? What do you do with that? Like, you have to listen to your heart. You have to allow your heart to guide you and accept everything that's going on. This Saturn station is going to show us our attachments and say, sorry, dude, you got to say bye-bye. Bye-bye to the attachments. It ain't going to work anymore. Okay? So there we go. As long as you're on, if you feel a yes in here, you say yes out here. If it's a no in here, it's a no out there. When we solidify our boundaries, that's Pluto in Capricorn. Okay. This is, and this is sort of where the Saturn Pluto energy really coexists. All right. Are we going to invite things in? And because look, we always invite things in. Whether we're aware of it or not, that are bringing in to teach us, right? So whatever it is that is trying to teach us, we have to be the conscious observer of our own experience and really feel into, okay, what would make me feel right in my center right now? So if you're hanging out with someone and they're trying to like get all up on you, and you know, you're like, no, I'm good, but you're not really sure. Okay. Sit back and just, okay, hold on a second. Let's take a step back. Okay. This is what I'm feeling. This is what I need from you. This is what I need from me. Good? Yes? No? Okay. We both agree. Let's move forward, right? Why is getting what we want scare us? All right. The awareness that you are doesn't get affected in any way from attachments. It matters. I don't understand that statement and or question. But Lou, what up, homie? Why is getting what we want scares us because of self-worth or self-confidence issues. If you feel like you're not worthy of love or abundance or, you know, being wealthy or happy or whatever, then that fear is going to come up in your heart, because when our heart opens, it's going to break open, right? So we have to face that fear. You know, they say everything that you want is on the other side of fear. And there are many layers and many perspectives of fear that we face. So as you face these fears, you have to go into it like, all right, look, I'm just going to go into this and I'm going to honor myself, and, you know, and I'm going to, I'm going to communicate what it is that my heart wants, not what I'm analyzing I think is right. That's the difference. Okay. When we analyze and we're like, okay, well, all these dots line up, it checks all the boxes, so this has got to be right. Does it feel right to you? Yes or no? And sometimes when those feelings are so intense and so like, holy fuck, what the hell is going on? Sometimes you got to take a step back. Okay. If it's too much, if it's overwhelming, step away from the energy so you can collect yourself, right? Once you collect yourself and you're centered and you're calm and you're at peace within, that's when you can make the right heart-centered decision. And then you just have to take action and not sit there and dwell on it or think about it. And this is where the structure comes into play. This is exactly why I created my 4-week transformational protocol in the opportunity community. Okay. Because when we have a structure to be able to focus on, when we get lost in all these emotions and all these experiences and shit, then we can go down some rabbit holes that are like, oh, fuck, now I went on a 3-day bender and now I don't know what I'm doing. I just don't want to think about it. I can't handle it. Okay. Hey, I've been there. You've been there. We all been there. Okay. Right now, it's so important, okay, to connect with people that you can count on, that are going to be there for you in one way, shape, or form. And count on a structure or a system, energetically, emotionally, and physically in our reality, so that we can move through these processes and as smooth a process as possible. Now, even smooth is not going to be super smooth. Right. This is where this week is basically going to be showing us what we're going to be going through for the next few months. The summer is going to be intense. It's going to be a hot motherfucker out there. All right. Hot meaning like shit clearing, catharsis, purging, also hot weather, you know, like, I mean, we're seeing it everywhere. All right. So make sure that, if you're being asked or prodded or pressured into doing something that you don't want to do, honor yourself first, and do not feed into propaganda or peer pressure or bullshit. This is where, are you living from a place of fear or love? Now, fear or love can be a little bit confusing or convoluted, right? Because fear can be confusion. It can be indifference. It can be it's the trickster, right? Like sometimes we try to convince ourselves that we want something or we should go through something in order to learn something, when the fact is that, like, our gut keeps telling us, no, it's not right, not good. But our ego is like, but I'm attached to this, but I want this, but maybe it's like this, or maybe we need this. And that always comes down to abandonment and rejection issues when we were children. And it always has to do with feelings of self-worth, self-confidence, and all that fun shit. All right. Taurus also rules the second house. Second house represents self-worth, self-confidence, values, morals, ethics. So we are going through all that right now. And then the sun is moving into a mutable energy from a fixed energy now. So this week we're going from fixed energy of the values, morals. We're figuring all this shit out right now. In a couple of days, it's going to start to come into like, okay, now I see it. Now I got to do something about it. Right. And with all these aspects to the nodes, it feels very karmic. There's a lot of things that are coming through that are like, fuck. All right. I knew this was coming. I knew this was going to happen. Fuck my life. All right, let's go. Let's do this. Let's play this game. Let's do this thing. Right. Okay. So, honor the best you can, whatever it is that you feel that you need to do, whatever it is you feel you need to learn. We all have to go through our shit, but there is some kind of, dark night of the soul shit. There is going to be some reality check, and there is going to be some, whoa, I did not fucking expect that. There is going to be some, wow, okay, now I got to go in this direction. I have no idea how I'm going to make that happen, but you will. You will, because this is the way it goes. And the more that we can surrender and learn how to activate, this is about the rainbow bridge, right? The rainbow bridge represents our relationship between Saturn, Chiron, and Uranus. All right. Chiron is a wounded healer. We're literally karmically connecting to our deepest wounds right now, while Saturn and Uranus, mom and dad, basically are pissed off at each other. And they're like, what are you going to do? You going to grow? You want to stay? Like, fuck, make a decision. Let's get out of here. Let's go. Okay. In order to be able to do this as smoothly and efficiently as possible, to get to where it is that, your soul wants to go, going to a soul designation. Okay. We have to learn the boundaries of our control dynamics. All right. Where do we go too far in our control dynamics where we have to grip on for dear life and we don't want to let go? We identify that boundary and we allow ourselves to go in the vulnerability of Chiron. Who am I? What do I really want? Am I really in the right relationship? Am I really in the right job? Am I really doing the right thing? Am I really making the right decision right now? Am I really doing what's best for everybody's highest and best good, right? And then we go to Uranus, okay? Once we allow ourselves to be vulnerable, okay, we have an epiphany. We have an aha moment. Okay, this makes sense. I have to trust this epiphany. I have to trust this information that's coming through. I have to trust my guides, however you want to look at it. And then once we have that epiphany, we have to ground it back down into the control dynamic of Saturn. We have to get all these guys to play along. And they're very different, like even opposing archetypes, right? Chiron is just the deep wound within us. Uranus is like, fuck this, let's just go be free. And Saturn is like, no, we need to be structured, right? If you're too structured, man, you never have any fucking fun. And if you're never vulnerable, you're gonna be too shut off. You're never gonna let anybody in. And you need to let people in to grow, right? Is this all making sense? Okay. This is a highly, highly karmic week, guys. And it's preceding the fucking eclipse. Now, I made a part 1 and a part 2 of the eclipse for the end of this month, because the first one, I channeled a lot of shit. And in the second one, I went into numerology, and I went into more of the aspects and like the deeper parts of the more astrological aspects of it. So please feel free to go and check that out and watch that. because the end of this month is going to be lit. It's going to be a lot of last minute changes, like plot twists, like, wow, where is this going? And we have to be able to be flexible to flow into it. Okay. How have you become confident in your knowing that certain intuitions, knowings are coming from your soul and not trauma primarily related to interpersonal relationships? Well, I myself am actually even working through some, interpersonal relationship shit right now. So I'm working through some deep heart wounds, and like it ain't easy, dude. Like it's just the more you go through it, like you humble yourself to see the patterns, to acknowledge and admit where you played a part in it. Because look, if there's some kind of conflict within or in between two people, then two people are feeding the energy. So I always ask myself, what am I doing to participate in this conflict? And, I have certain people that I confide in, that I trust, that see me and will call me out on my shit. And I connect with them, regularly to ask and to keep myself in check. So that's why we need to be around people that we trust, that will help us grow and learn. And we need to be honest with ourselves and be humble enough to realize that we're not fucking right all the time. And that if we really want to grow, we have to be honest with ourselves and be willing to shift our belief systems, change the way that we think so that we can ultimately evolve, right? Life isn't about being right. It's about being present. It's about being happy, right? I want to be free from desire of outer chemicalis maximus. What the fuck does that mean? You mean chemicals? Like, are you like to drugs? Or I'm not really sure what that means. But I will say Jupiter and Pisces also, man, talking about like, and I watch a lot of David Nino Rodriguez's stuff. Like, I love that dude. And he's talking about like the southern border, how all this fentanyl and all these drugs are coming over from the border and flooding all the drugs that are coming into the United States right now. So be careful if you're out there, doing street drugs and recreational shit. Watch out, because there's a very high possibility that's gonna be laced with some nasty shit, and you're gonna get hurt. All right. Basically, dude, like they're looking for any way they can to just kill us off. And we have to be on point on our shit. Okay. So, I mean, if the desire is not going away, that means that there's something within you that, that's not being satisfied. Maybe go do an ayahuasca ceremony with, of course, a qualified practitioner or a combo, or do some kind of plant medicine that will help you heal that desire. That's what has worked for me. Not for everybody, maybe. I personally believe if everybody in the world did ayahuasca, this place would be a happier place, right? If everybody did combo, we'd probably cure half the fucking autoimmune diseases in this world. That's just my personal opinion from my experience, okay? But fact is that we all have these desires and these and these shadows that we have to be honest with ourselves now, right? Like I've struggled with that too, right? You're prescribed what you're taking, well, then stop getting the prescription. Get rid of it, right? Where can you go for ayahuasca? Well, that's something that we'll have to talk with, outside of being live on the internet. Because Sonia, go ahead and message me, and I'll see if I can connect you to some people that can help you out with that. All right. But anyways, so we are now coming into Gemini season, and we are moving right into this whole new mutable world. And then by the time the sun gets into Cancer, which is cardinal, that's really where the new beginning starts, right? Then, well, how would the pharmaceutical companies make money if everyone was healed? Exactly. The pharmaceutical companies they're losing so much. Well, they're not really losing money because so many people are getting the jab right now. But really, that shit's turning around big time, right? It has to turn around. And there are so many alternative healers out there now, and energy healers and different methods and ways that indigenous people, like thousands of years old, like have come around and have in our teaching in the modern world how to get through and over. I mean, I dedicated my life to be able to helping people get off of drugs and off addiction and out of stuck places in their life. That's why I do astrology. That's why I do combo. That's why I work with all these, indigenous medicines. That's why I work with shamans and healers. And that's why I work with vibroacoustics and all these things I found in my own unique, smorgasbord of these, different healing techniques. That's why, I help people transform their lives because we all need it. Right. The biggest struggle is having to lower yourself to be in the 3D world in the Matrix. Well, that is just a shitty attitude, Mama Jody. I'm sorry that you feel that way. But look, we have to, that's why, we have been gifted this blessing of this soul strength to move through this. And what you believe you achieve. So if you believe that's your reality, then that is going to be your reality. You gotta change your mindset. And this eclipse in Sagittarius is all about changing your mindset. It's all about looking at your beliefs and shifting and changing and purging and processing and believing in higher powers, believing that there is good out there, believing that we can make a difference, believing that there is hope and change is going to happen in this world. Okay. So we have on the May 21st, we have a beautiful grand trine, Earth trine, which is going to be very grounding, which is going to be nice. We have the sun trine the moon trine Pluto, and Pluto trine to the sun. So that is incredibly powerful. Well, actually, it's Earth, and air. So it's pretty much a grand Earth air trine. Okay. So I actually feel like this grand trine is almost like it's helping us shift from this a little bit of mutable to cardinal energy. It comes in increments. It comes in little pieces, right? A download here, like an activation there, an epiphany here, aha moment there, and then one day out of fucking nowhere, boom, the picture just comes alive. Oh, I get it now. Okay, let's move forward, right? BEA beautiful. All right. On May 22nd, we're going to have the moon opposing Chiron. How exciting. All right. But it will be trine the north node, sextile the south node. So, man, and then on the 23rd, of course, we have Saturn stationing retrograde. And this is just 3 days before the eclipse. And then that is just a couple days before Mercury goes retrograde. So this is like boom, 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 boom. It's going to be intense. And that's okay. It needs to be intense. We're going to find a way. That kind of rhymed, didn't it? All right. I have a question. What if there is no air in your natal chart? If you don't have air in your natal chart, that means that you're most likely going to surround yourself with people that have air in their natal chart because that's what's going to make you feel complete, right? It just means that you're not cerebral in the way that you process your energy. You're probably more emotional. So, I mean, a lot of people have that, right? And yeah, whatever you're lacking in your chart, we tend to be drawn to people that have an abundance of that energy, like naturally. Like, so if you went back and you did like, the natal chart of everybody that you've had like a deep connection with, they probably have a lot of that, what you don't have in your chart, in their chart, right? See, yeah, there you go, Sonia, exactly. Whatever you don't like, I don't have a lot of water in my chart. Actually, no, I just have Venus and Uranus in Scorpio. Actually, yeah, no, that's it. So, I'm a Capricorn sun, so I really connect with, Scorpios and Cancers. I really feel a deep connection with them. It's just how it goes, right? Yeah. All water. How exciting. Yo, Jen Rabbit 1. What up, yo? All right. So thank you guys all for tuning in. I appreciate you. This has been a fun, this definitely been a fun live. But this week, guys, you married 3 Cancers, huh? Wow, that's a lot of marriage. And I'm 42, never been married. That's fucking crazy. I guess maybe I have commitment issues. I've been looking at that. We'll see. Who knows? But I do know I'm a 111 numerologically speaking, and according to the cards of destiny or whatever it is, I'm also a King of Spades. So I'm a pioneer. I have to do things, I guess, in my own way, but I always, and with my Aquarius moon, I tend to see things that others don't. Like when I used to go to the doctors, I used to pick apart like, well, you guys don't look at this, and all this shit's fucked up. Or personal trainers are like training. Well, you guys don't pay attention to this. That's why I was a great bodybuilder. And like everything I do, like I tend to see all the blind spots, and then I take those blind spots and I create my own little mesh of processes that work really well. But looks like I only got about 10 seconds left here on Instagram. So thank you guys for tuning in. If you guys would like a reading from me, please go to spiritualbodybuilder.com, join the opportunity community, download my free ebook on my website, spiritualbodybuilder.com. I love you all very much. I hope you have a beautiful week, and I will see y'all on the next report. Have a beautiful